Hi, I'm Matt Stuart. I'm going to take you for a walk around the West End today. I'm using a Leica MP and I'm shooting film. Today, we're just going to keep an eye out for things. There's something already that I've spotted. It's about there. So, I'm going to walk up to Oxford Street. One of the things that I enjoy doing are photographing quite close, but unlike some people, I don't want them to know that I'm there. The way to do that is to know what your best side is. I shoot best to the left because I'm left-eyed, I'm left-handed. Focus, eye to the left. I'm also a southpaw. If you're interested in boxing, there's orthodox and there's southpaws. Southpaws go anti-clockwise in a circle. Orthodox go clockwise. So my best move is anti-clockwise. And this is a left-handed thing. So this is for all those left-handers out there. So this is Oxford Street. This is probably one of the best streets in the world for doing street photography because there's so many people. Everyone's out consuming. Everyone's buying stuff. No one really cares.
I've seen you.
We hope. So I'm going to shoot some film today for old time's sake. Actually decided that when I'm in London, I'm going to shoot film. So this is my favourite film, which is Fuji Superior 400. And the great thing about Fuji Superior 400 film is it's got lovely colour. It was cheap. Now nothing is cheap. So this is my bag. It's Mission Workshop bag. It's fantastic, waterproof. Pickpockets can't open it, so you pull it up like that. You pull it up like that. And in my bag, I have another bag. This bag carries all of my important things: wallets, passports, cables, lens cloths, all very exciting, waterproof as well. I have batteries upon batteries and batteries for my batteries. I have film, a lot of it, film. I have another camera, M10 with a 50mm lens, Summilux 1.4, and I don't go anywhere without a block of cheese. Extremely important, Dutch cheese. I can't really work without cheese. And that's it. I spend 10 hours a day out and about with a camera. I do a lot of walking, I walk fast, I do 20 to 30,000 steps a day. If I take a lot of kit with me, you know, more lenses, computers, silly stuff, I get worn out. And I don't want to get worn out, I want to take pictures. So I try to be as light as I possibly can. The rucksack works a treat. I don't like to be lopsided. And I can last, you know, taking pictures on the street all day with this. And it's just enough kit. Got enough film, got enough SD cards, got enough cameras, and that's all I need. Right, so let's see, are we ready to go? Yes, we're ready to go. I'm going to go that way. You ready to go? Let's go. Okay, so I'm looking for people on the left. I'm going to shoot quite close up. Great thing about Oxford Street is that it's a really wide pavement, so you get a place to move.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty busy today for a Monday. I guess it's Christmas. People are out shopping. One of the problems shooting this time of the year is everyone starts wearing black coats. So you've got to pick out the colour. So I'm always looking for bits of colour that are helpful to the picture. I mean, it's literally a tide of black right now, which is fine, but photographically, if I'm shooting colour, I'm interested in colour. So the picture's pretty mundane when it's just black coats, black coats, black coats, black coats. So any form of colour, I'll try and pick it out. The great thing about colour is you can spot it 30 metres away. You know, you're going to see a red, or you're going to see this bag, and you can get ready for it. So I just keep my head up, looking over the crowd. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, so it helps to have a bit of height. And if I see anything nice and colourful and interesting, I'll make a beeline for it. But also gesture's really important, or at least it's a trigger. So, man on my right is great. He's just an interesting character, and so I'll keep on following him for a bit. Hopefully, he'll keep on walking down the street. Interesting dude. This family's nice. One of the things I tend to do a lot is to try and look as stupid as possible, which I find quite easy. But when you're photographing people in a public place, if you're shooting digital in particular, if you look at the back of the camera and start chimping, people know that you've taken a photograph. So what I tend to do is look at the top of the camera and pull a confused face. People think that you don't know what you're doing, and that's actually really helpful. So it's kind of like a feint that I use. So for instance, you can go like that, and then you go like that, and go, what is going on? And then it looks like a mistake. And because you give people that tiny bit of a mistake after the moment, they think it was a mistake. So you can take a picture, make it look like it was a mistake, and it disarms people. But also, you know, looking stupid, I have it down to a fine art. Lost people are always interesting. I think we might walk down to Selfridges, see what's going on there. This girl holding her parents' hands, very sweet, so I'll probably turn around and photograph that if I don't get run over. And then sometimes you turn around and they've disappeared. So this is probably the best spot here on Oxford Street because, again, the pavement goes really wide. During the summer, when there is good sunshine, sun whips down here. This is the best side of the road. That side's got small pavements, this side's got big pavements. It means you can move around, you can duck and dodge, and you can move about. And it helps you to get the, I mean, there's something happening here. Sometimes you miss stuff. Always photograph broken noses. Anything you shouldn't photograph? No, you should photograph everything, and then you should think about whether it's a photograph later. It's fine to photograph something, but it's not fine to show it to everyone. But if you start, unless you're being bad, I mean, I keep on talking about this, if you're being bad and you're photographing things that you shouldn't photograph, i.e. being bad, you know, whether you're being some sort of weird deviant or making someone look pathetic. This man's amazing, by the way. He's been here for years.
Somebody say something.
Hello. Yeah, he's literally been on Oxford Street for about 20 years. He's He's a survivor. Okay, so at the moment we're walking the wrong way down the street because we want to be walking that way because the light's better. But at the moment we're just beelining it down to go back. It's a bit like skiing. We're going up the hill to ski down it. Look at the size of his hand. Huge. Really big. Like some of the biggest hands I've seen in ages. So I'm just going to walk us down about another 200 or 300 meters. So we get to a good spot. It's a little bit crowded around here and a lot of building work. I don't know if I've got a shot or not. If I was shooting digital, I'd probably be able to tell you. But when I get into it, you just tend to sort of kind of get hypnotized by it. I have this sort of hyper focus, and it means that nothing really matters apart from me taking photographs. But because I'm looking very quickly and reacting to things very quickly half the time, 3/4 of the time, I haven't got it sharp, I haven't got it composed well. You know, it's hit and miss, and to be absolutely honest, you know, it's mainly miss. But it's the trying for it that's important, I think. And to be totally honest with you, the photograph, the end product is not the thing that I care that much about. I enjoy the process. And being out, looking at people, getting my 20,000 steps in, keeping my mental health good, my sort of feeling alive, you know, truthfully, just feeling alive, looking at people being alive, seeing how we act, seeing what we do. Yeah, it helps me to try and work out who I am, what I am, how I am, what I think. It's like therapy, apart from it's free. So this is a spot that I would wait for a long time. Nice clean background, people stopping at the traffic lights. Find myself a frame and wait for people to walk into it. Corners are great because people come from so many different angles. They come from behind you, they come from front. It's just a big mishmash. One of the hardest shots to get though is people bumping into each other around a corner. They hardly ever do it. It's not like the cartoons. I mean, this might be a bit boring, but I would often find somewhere to lean and just, you know, lean on the lamppost, relax, especially if I'm feeling tired, and just wait for the people to come to me as opposed to me going to the people. And I call this fishing, which essentially is what it is. You just stand there and wait for the fish to walk into the frame. You just sometimes have to slow down and just start watching, you know, dog, walking stick, colour. I need a bit of colour, definitely looking for a bit of colour. Everyone starts to wear greys and blacks this time of year. This man's suit is very dapper. Nice one. But yeah, I mean, this lady's red coat, quite interesting. Sadly, the coat is the only interesting thing. Oh, this lady smoking looks good. She's going to be fun. Here we go. Are they looking at me or am I looking at them? This is the question. The other thing that does happen is you tend to get worn out after a while. And you've got to remember to eat some food, drink some water, otherwise you get a bit sleepy. Your eyes start to glaze over. Because it's so busy, you get overwhelmed, or at least I do. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. Generally, I film at about 500th of a second, digital around 1,000th. For some reason it likes it like that. Right now I tend to judge the light by what I know, and this is 500th, f4, 800 ISO. So I know all the settings. I've got my camera set to 500, got my lens set to 12 foot, and if anyone gets close enough, I do a pull on the lens and send it to 3 feet, which is a really sort of optimal distance for me. And that's really it. It's very simple. There's no high science. What I tend to do is, because of using a 35mm lens, this 35mm lens for as long as I have used it, I actually just generally know where the point of the lens is, which it should be in focus from how it feels. It does matter to me that things are in focus, although, as Henri Cartier-Bresson said, focus is a bourgeois concept, which is funny, especially coming from him. A lot of his pictures are in focus. Anyway, I like to get things sharp, to be quite frank. Otherwise, why am I doing it? I mean, my mum takes out of focus pictures. You know what though? Some of the best pictures I've taken are out of focus. I mean, that pigeon picture, I was focusing on the pigeon. I have shot 28, but 35 is best for me, and I just get used to it. I've got a 50, I've got a 28, but 95% of the time I'm using a 35mm lens, just because I'm so used to it. I know how it feels, I know where it is, I know what to expect from it. In particular for the street stuff. I mean, I like to use all sorts of other equipment, but for the stuff I'm shooting in London, I really do like the I do like the 35, and for me that's best. That's what works well. I make the choice between film and digital depending on how rich I'm feeling. Digital is what I shoot most of the time, but when I'm feeling nostalgic and getting paid to take pictures on the street, I use film. For me, film is the absolute best. I love shooting film, but I can't afford to shoot film in the way that I shoot. If I shoot film, I shoot about 10 rolls a day. And when I was really into shooting film, that can be like more than a crack habit. That's like 700 quid a week in film dev only, not contact sheets. Totally unsustainable, you know? And it's down to my personality type. I mean, I'm manic. I can't, half the time I can't even bear myself. But I shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. I shoot film like digital. And if I get carried away, if I get very optimistic in a day, I can shoot 10 to 12 rolls, thinking I've got absolute miracles, come home, look at them and realise I've got absolute crap, which can be a costly mistake. So digital's been great. Something here, but I'll see how we do. Nah. But yeah, the work I'm shooting in London is film at the moment, because I like the idea of continuing the body of work that I've made all my life here. So this is the bus stop where I took the picture of the man with the walking stick nose. And it's great. It's one of the best bus stops. You've got the bench here, you've got the bus stop, you've got the stuff coming across here. It's great, you've got the diagonal coming in here. You almost have a Union Jack here, compositionally. And if you look at the picture of the guy with the walking stick nose, there's a Union Jack. How you doing, you all right? Good. Thanks for coming out with me today. Really enjoyed it, hope you did too. A couple of takeaway tips. If you're shooting colour, always look for colour. I shoot at 1,000th or 500th of a second in order to stop movement. Don't worry too much about rules, especially other people's. Don't take things too seriously. Have fun, get out there, stay fit and enjoy it. Thanks a lot to Wex, and thanks a lot to Leica.